You guys, guess what I finally got my hands on? The Samsung Z Flip 3 in lavender. Good day, you beautiful people. Welcome to Isa Does Tech, where we do tech in your life in style. I'm really excited because I've been waiting to get my hands on this phone ever since Samsung announced it. As you guys know, I've always been a fan of the Z Flip line. This is because in the advent of folding phone technology, I've always wanted a phone, and this is due to also my smaller hands and smaller pockets that folded smaller versus a normal size phone that unfolded into a bigger tablet. And hence my love for the Flip line developed. Previous flips with their cute colors and the different form factor which added into selfie taking just drew me in so much. This year's Z Flip 3 is a little special, with the same foldable form factor, a bigger display screen, and a new look. And also, as usual, really cute colors like lavender. There's also a pink one that you can order exclusively on the Samsung website. And of course, I ordered it, but it's gonna take a little while for it to ship. So in the meantime, we're doing the lavender. All those new things going for the Z Flip 3, I needed to see for myself. Let's unbox. So quite literally, there isn't a lot going on in this phone's unboxing. I mean, look at how thin the box is on this thing. It's a pretty straightforward experience. You have a SIM tool, your paperwork, a Verizon card, a charging cord, and no charging brick. I really do think this is a pretty phone, so all the more it deserves a montage. First of all, look at how nicely this fits into my tiny little hands. I love it. So how does it feel to unfold this phone? Well, surprisingly, very natural. So that hinge just disappears when this phone is unfolded, and when you fold it, this thing doesn't really snap. I don't want to like flip it open. I feel like this is a better way to do that, because as you can see, that hinge basically sticks at whatever angle you put it at. I like that because that also means more angle options for selfieing and taking photos and videos on this device. Of course, this isn't a review, and these are just my first impressions on the phone. After all, I really did just unbox this thing. But I will say though that it feels very sturdy and it doesn't feel flimsy at all. The screen on this thing feels like any other flip I've tried before, although Samsung did say that this screen is supposed to be more durable than previous flip versions. And yeah, for tiny-handed people like me, this feels so comfortable in hand. And I gotta say, this new look feels like it's a more mature version of the flip phones. Obviously, I am loving this lavender, but you guys, I ordered a pink one, and yes, they do have that color exclusively on the Samsung website. Unfortunately, it comes in later, so yeah, stay tuned for that video because definitely that one's gonna be fun. This button wakes up that screen and you get the cute little display. Arguably, this is one of the big improvements of the Z Flip. We now have so much space on this screen, and as you can see, we have these cute little themes, and you can even add your own background on there. Of course, you can also swipe around, so you have alarms, different widgets, and you can customize what's on there. On the left, you also have your notifications. Double tapping gives you the camera, and then you can swipe for video, swipe back for photo, and swipe up. You go wide, swipe down, back to 1x. It's the same thing for video. This is pretty cool because you get to do this. I've propped the camera up and we're ready for a photo. I mean, not a very good one, as you can see, because I was covering my face with the camera, but look at that detail, and that's basically how you do a selfie using this phone's your camera and the cover screen. Nice. Right, camera tour time. Let's unflip. Let's start off with the interesting thing. You see that tiny square up top? When you tap it, it turns on your cover screen preview. Did you notice what happened? Let's do that again. Yup. So specifically, that's very useful for if you want to take photos with the rear camera with a phone flex. You also get this preview, which will allow you better remote selfies. And you saw that when you unfold the phone, the screen is bigger. When you fold it, just a better view all around for photo taking. You close the phone all the way though, that stops, and if you want to get to the camera using the rear cameras with a preview, you can double tap here. This is sort of like the selfie mode with the phone closed, because when you unfold, there we go, we're on selfie. On photos, you have wide, 1x, 2x, 4x, 10x, up until, it's up until 10x. Now at the bottom, you can see that is a person because it is recognizing that there's a person in the shot. You can turn that off, so scene optimizer off right there. Up top, you have settings, flash settings, timer settings. You also have size settings, and then the motion photo toggle. This is the different filters that you can do. So you have preset ones here, but in Samsung phones, you can do my filters, which is basically getting the same filter from a specific photo already existing and applying it to other stuff that you post. So that's pretty cool, because if you're doing like a whole aesthetic thing on your IG feed, this can be very useful. You also have face, that's turned off right now, but a very specific beauty mode. Now, I always say this, beauty mode, use it just like makeup, let it enhance the real you, but flaws are normal. On the right side, you have video mode, you have wide, you have 1x, 2x, 4x. Oh, that's Joshua in the back there, say hi. And you can do up until 10x. Up top is settings, flash settings. There is a steady mode here. You have wide and 1x on steady mode, but as you can see, it's a little cropped in, of course. You can shoot in Ultra HD 60, 30, Full HD 60, 30, and also HD at 30 FPS. And under more, this is a lot. So you have Bixby Vision AR, you have AR Doodle on this phone. So we have to download that, but you guys know what AR Doodle is from previous Samsung phones. There is a pro mode on here, and that gives you all the many different settings. You can do wide, you can do 1x, you can do 10x. There's a panorama mode, a food mode, a night mode. You can do wide, 1x, 10x. You have different settings. You have portrait video, nice. You see how that changed the background, so everything behind me is now blurred. You can also change the intensity, see? And there are different like blur effects. And the glitch filter is here. You also have pro video, also great for people who want to shoot cinematic movies on smartphones. You can do wide, 2x up until 10x. You can see audio levels on here and all the different settings that you can switch around. There's also an option to record audio through your phone, USB, Bluetooth. You have super slow-mo, of course, slow-mo, hyperlapse, and director's view. This basically allows you to like switch between camera lenses as you're shooting. And then we move on to portrait, and as you can see, my background just blurred. You can toggle intensity, so that's 0, and then this is 7. And then you have your different filters. On the other side, there is single take mode. If you press this, you can see the different shots you can get, and basically what this does is it takes a really short clip, and after that's done, this mode picks out, edits the best shots. It even makes GIFs, crops in, adds filter. It's a pretty interesting, cool mode, and this is the best way to sort of get social media posts. So of course there is a single take mode on selfie and on portrait mode. Hey, oh, wide. 1x, can we zoom in? No. You can also toggle the intensity of the bokeh, and you have your different filters. Up here you have settings, and of course, let's turn it on. You can do palm shutter, floating shutter, or even voice shutter. Of course, palm shutter is still my favorite. And this is a mode that works even with your cover. On the right, we have photos, and you also have that wide. Your different filters, you can toggle intensity. You have the same filter options that we saw on the rear cameras, and your beauty mode is in here as well. You have video, and you can shoot in Ultra HD 60 FPS, 30 FPS, Full HD 60, Full HD 30, under Full HD 30. Now, this doesn't seem to work any resolution higher, but you can do also your different filters, intensity, and beauty mode. Yes, beauty mode or smoothness on video. And then we're back to more. So now, time for some sample shots. And that was our first look at the Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 3. Really excited to get my hands on this, and I'm so curious to see how this phone fares in real life. Of course, it's not a full review, and I've only just unboxed this thing, so I'd need way more time with this phone. But I can tell you one thing now, with that $1,000 price tag, this phone has managed to create so much hype. As early as now, I've gotten a lot of questions from friends and family asking about this phone, and that doesn't happen a lot for foldables. Right now, it's too early to tell for me if this is a solid device, if it's actually worth it. But I can tell you now that if Samsung does succeed with the Z Flip 3, this might just be the tipping point for foldables. Play its cards right, the Z Flip 3 might just be the phone that flips foldables over from novel to normal. That's it for today, you guys. Let me know what questions you have about this device. I will be using it in the coming days, so I'm super excited. And like I said, if you're curious about the different colored Z Flip 3s, the pink one, stay tuned because I will be shooting a video on that particular color as soon as I get the phone I pre-ordered. That's it for today. If you want to see how I use my tech on a daily basis, find me online. That's isadoes_ on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Until next time.